Good Wednesday. I had to stop to think what day it was. Good Wednesday afternoon. How are you? Come on in. Take shoes off. I'm so excited to be with you guys today because, you know, this is my favorite thing to do is be in the kitchen with you. I was going to come visit you yesterday and we were gone all day. Literally gone all day. We had appointments. We left here at 9:45 a.m. and we didn't get home till 6:30 last night. I was so hangry. I told Brock, I was like, if I do not get something to eat, somebody's going to get hurt. So we just threw on some steaks and grilled those. Hadn't eaten. It had been 24 hours. We didn't plan on being gone that long. And friends, I was withering away. So anyway, back home today. No appointments today. I'm in the kitchen with you. And we are going to make, listen, I am super excited about this. I've never made this before, but this sounds so good. We're going to make a cabbage meatball soup. I mean, come on. I know it's 82 degrees. It's 82 degrees here in Southern Ohio. It's not necessarily soup season, but to me, it's always soup season. I love soups. And a hearty soup like this with some good protein and veggies. I mean, what's not to love about that? So let's get started. I've got a head of cabbage here I've chopped up. It was about a medium-sized head. Here on this cutting board, I have one fat carrot. I've got some green onions. I'm reserving the top parts for garnish for the soup when it's done. So I've got the green onion bottoms, and I've got the celery. I've got two stalks of celery there. I've chopped up. If you don't want low carb, there's controversy about carrots. Do whatever you want. If you don't, I've never worried about carrots. I don't eat them to excess, but I think they're gonna be fine in the soup. So those are our veggies for our soup. Now let's get on with the meatball part. Here I have 2 pounds of ground beef. Now, I thawed this out last night. This is a leaner ground beef that we had butchered. So I'm going to add a little bit of fat when I cook it. So I got 2 pounds of ground beef. We're going to add an egg. 1 egg, maybe. There it goes. 1 egg. Let me wipe my fingers off. Whatever spices that you want to add. So this is what I'm going to add. Sorry, the central hour just kicked on, so it may be a little loud. I'm going to add some minced onion. I'll speak louder. This is what I'm going to add. I'm going to add minced onion. I'm going to add a little bit of celery flakes. I don't measure anything. Now when it comes to spices, measure with your heart and love. I've got some thyme. I've got some parsley flakes. I'm not going to use any breadcrumbs because, you know, I'm not eating any bread. Zucchini would have been great. That meatloaf, if you check that recipe out, that was so good. Turmeric. I know I say that wrong. I've got some of this, Alicia got me this steak seasoning, salt-free. I'm going to add some of that in there, because why not? I want the meatballs to be flavorful. And this is that McCormick's, the all-purpose seasoning. I think that's pretty good. Now the pink Himalayan, it has salt, pepper, garlic, all of that in there. So I'm not going to add any more. So if you don't have anything like that, you can do some salt, pepper, garlic. Okay. Just going to get all of that mixed up. Wait, what did I forget? Oh, rosemary. I don't know if I put a rosemary in there. She was holding down my pan. Sorry, rosemary. All right, here we go. Back to work. Let's get all of this mixed up together. All right, I think we're good. remembered to pick me up some gloves, so I'm going to put on some gloves. I hate the feeling of raw hamburger in my hands. Nothing else bothers me. Chicken, steak, but ground beef, I don't like that fatty feeling on my hands. I usually make broth, do the hamburger patties. Okay, we're just going to pinch up some meatballs here. Now they will shrink a little bit when you cook them. So however you want, however big you want. I'm saying about like that. You can get a scoop. I'm not going to bother dirtying up like the ice cream scoop. I'm just going to roll them by hand. Okay. Oh, by the way, I've got, you know how they send you all your, Monday I had a doctor's appointment. It was like my follow-up, my 6-month checkup. And you know how they send all of your results like through an email, through like your health portal, there's different names. But anyway, mine came today, so while the soup is going, I'm going to look it up for you and I'm going to share with you how my blood work is doing. So I can tell you that I had lost, I was there 6 months ago. I had lost 26 pounds since I was there 6 months ago. So that was exciting to know. All right, I'm going to continue to roll these. I'm going to take my glove off and shut off the camera. And I'll be back as soon as I get done, finish rolling these up. All right, friends, I've got to get you a big pot. I've got about 2 tablespoons of bacon grease. You can use whatever oil you would like. I want that bacon grease because this is a leaner ground beef, and I'm going to add some great flavor for this and also when I do my veggies. So I'm just going to drop my meatballs into my pan here. I'm going to give those a minute to brown, and I'm going to drop these. You don't have to stay and watch me do that on camera. I'm going to drop these all in. I'm going to get them, brown them on one side, then flip them, and I'll be back to show you what we're going to do. So hopefully you can see this. A couple of them fell apart. I'm not upset by that. I figured it would happen because I don't have any breading in there. Now, if you're not doing any low carb diet or anything like that, by all means, put you some breadcrumbs in there. Even if you're doing low carb, you could put you in some low carb bread crumbs. We're not eating any type of bread right now. So, I guess I could have maybe put in a little bit of almond flour if I wanted to. But for the most part, here, let's see. They're holding together. You just want to make sure you got a good sear on the one side before you take them out. Now, they're almost cooked all the way through. They're going back in the soup, so they don't have to be cooked all the way through. But get them really close. Oh my goodness. And we're going to take them out. I'm going to take all these out, and I'll be right back. All right, all of my meatballs are out. Those 2 pounds of ground beef made about 28 meatballs, depending on how big or small you make them. Now, as you can see, I left all of that grease in there, that bacon grease, and a little bit from the ground beef, and that little bit of ground beef that broke away. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to saute my veggies in that. It's going to give it so much flavor. That was the carrots, onion, and celery. Look at that. Oh, that's going to be so delicious. Oh my goodness, friends. All right, I'm going to clean up my other stuff, give these veggies a few minutes to soften, and we will be right back. Forgot to mention, I am going to salt my veggies. A little bit of Baja Gold sea salt there. All right, okay, so we've got our veggies softened here. I wish you could smell this. A couple of minutes or so is all you need. I'm going to deglaze the pan with a little bit of chicken stock. You could use chicken stock. You could use bone broth, veggie broth, just a splash. I'm going to add more in just a minute. We're going to take our spatula, we're going to deglaze. Get all those delicious bits off the bottom. Full of flavor there. Next is going to be our cabbage. Let me grab it. Here is our cabbage. Hopefully I have a big enough pan. As you know, cabbage will wilt down. So it'll be just fine. We are big cabbage fans here. Any way you cook it. All right, let's give it a toss with all of those other veggies, that little bit of stock, a little bit of bacon grease, that little bit of ground beef juice, broth. Get it all incorporated here together. It's looking so good. I know it's not a cold day, but sometimes you just need something belly filling. You need something that's quick and easy. Now, you wouldn't have to make the meatballs. You could just brown the ground beef and add it later. You don't have to go to all that trouble. I'm just experimenting with you all. Now, I would have really loved to have done more pork meatballs, but I'm trying not to kill my husband today. The last time I gave him pork, he had such a horrible flare-up, so we went with beef. But if you're making it at home, man, I suggest doing some ground pork. Oh, pork and cabbage, so good. But I like ground beef and cabbage too. Okay, now, I'm not going to add any more liquid right now. I've got everything stirred and incorporated. I'm going to add now a little bit of salt to the cabbage. There we go. I'm going to add some black pepper, but I got to go around you here and grab that. I haven't taken the time to refill my pepper shaker. I'm just using it straight from the jar it came in. All right. There we go. Oh, looks good already. Gonna let this cabbage wilt a little bit, and I'll let you know how long, and I'll be right back. So I've given the cabbage about 10 minutes to wilt, soften, absorb all of those great flavors. Listen, at this point, you could totally eat this right now. You could just, instead of the meatballs, you could do ground pork, ground chicken, ground turkey, ground sausage. You could do, smoked sausage would be amazing. Some andouille sausage, and eat it just like this. I'm giving you options, but I am making soup, so that is what we're going to do. I'm going to taste the cabbage real quick just to check for salt. Always taste your food. Perfect. Friends, that's so good. We're going to come in with our chicken stock now. And I'm going to put in the whole box, which is 4 cups. You could use beef broth if you want. Chicken broth, veggie broth, bone broth, whatever you want to use. This is what I had in the pantry, so that's what I'm using. Go. Give that a stir. I'm going to turn my heat up a little bit. Now, it is soup. I want a little bit more stock, so I've got some water here. I've got 2 cups. Just going to add all 2 cups in. Broth is personal, whatever you like. Maybe you like more, maybe you like less of a brothy soup. I like broth. Okay, I'm going to give this a taste really quickly. Oh, it's delicious. It is absolutely amazing. Okay, I'm gonna give that a few minutes and I'll be right back. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of some chicken flavored bouillon. Probably about a tablespoon, just for some more. I want a punch of flavor in this. You know, cabbage, it's gonna take on whatever flavors you add to it. So we're gonna do that. I found some cooked bacon. I don't think I'm gonna add it, but I think I'm gonna leave it on the side. So if the boys wanna sprinkle some of that cooked bacon and maybe some Parmesan cheese on top, I think I'm just gonna have that as an option. Okay, I'm gonna let this simmer and we will be back. So probably about 30 minutes before dinner, I will add the meatballs back in. It's me again. I found a little bit of this pico de gallo salsa. It's just a little bit of tomato, onion, a little bit of jalapeno. I thought, why not throw that in with the soup too? There we go. My dad would be so proud. My dad, when he made soup, he put everything in it but the kitchen sink. All right, I'm going to turn this down to simmer. And like I said, about 30 minutes before we have dinner, I will put the meatballs back in. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so we're getting ready to eat soon. So I'm going to put our meatballs back into the soup. If they fall apart, it'll be all right. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not going to be that upset about it. All right, I'm going to put these back in and I'll be right back. All of the meatballs are put back in. Look at that deliciousness, friends. I'm going to give it about 15 20 minutes to simmer with those meatballs in there, and then it's going to be dinner time. So while the soup's simmering, I thought I would share with you my lab results that I checked. So the big one, my A1C, the last time I had it 6 months ago, it was 7.2. It was currently 6.1, or is currently at this moment, which puts me out of the diabetic range into the pre-diabetic. Now my goal is in 6 months to be completely out of the diabetic, pre-diabetic range and in the good. So that's the goal for 6 months. So I'm super happy about that. I'm so close. Just a couple more points for that A1C. My blood sugars are running about 120, which is fantastic and normal. My cholesterol was good. All of my other blood work was fantastic. So I'm super pleased. All of it was normal. So I'm super happy about that. I'm waiting to see what she says. Now I haven't talked to her. This is just from what I was reading on my test results, and it shows the range that all of your blood work should be in. So I'm happy. I'm down weight. My A1C's down. My all my blood work is normal, and my blood sugars are down. So can't ask for any more than that. So thanks for doing all this with me and hanging with me. I appreciate it. And stay tuned because you're going to see the final soup product. I'm excited about it. So here it is, our soup, our meatball and cabbage soup. One pan. Look at that, full of veggies, protein. I garnished mine with a little bit of green onion there. Let's give it a taste. Well, so good, so packed full of flavor. Let's try one of the meatballs. Fantastic. Hope the family enjoys it. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for stopping by. Give it a try. Bye, friends.